Okay, today we continue to talk about chapter 8. This is the time value for money. So last time, remember, we talked about the future value, right? The future value. Future value is you have that payment today, and you wanted to know how much money you will have in the future, right? Okay, so today we are going to talk about the present value. Okay, the present value is just the opposite. So they give you the amount or the dollar value you are going to receive in the future, and then you calculate how much it worth today. For example, you are going to receive $100 in 8 years. Okay, if the investment return is 10%, how much it is worth today? How much it is worth today? So think about, you just the present value is the amount you are going to put in the bank, right? If that goes, give you interest 10% for 8 years, it will be $100 in 8 years. So how much do you need to put in? That's the question, okay? That's a deposit. If you think the other way, that's gonna be how you calculate the present value, how you calculate the present value. Sometimes we have this question, a lot of time, and some people, they are lucky, they got a lottery, right? They got a lottery. So the lottery, sometimes they say, okay, I give you a lottery maybe 5 years later, and I give you 1 million. Okay, what about if you wanted that 1 million today? So how much you can get? Right? How much you can get? So that's the type of question for present value. So look at the present value is basically is your future value times the inverse of 1 plus k raised to the power of n. Or you can say there's one, if you move this future value on the numerator, is going to be the future value divided by 1 plus k raised to the power of n. Right? So you can say if your future value is $100, your present value will be 1 plus, this is a 10%, 0.1, right, raised to the power of 8. So $46.65. Okay, that's how much it worth today, right? How much it worth today. And so look at this formula. We have several parameters here. If you wanted to calculate present value, it must have to know the future value and the required rate of return or interest rate or how many years. So you have the parameters there, and then you can solve for the present value. Okay. The present value of a single amount. Okay, let's see how much money you need to put today or how much it worth today is based on the required rate of return or interest rate, right? If the rate is 10%, basically you have to put, let's say 15 or 16 years, around like $20. And then you can get $100 about 16 years later, right? So if the interest rate is 5%, you more likely have to deposit $50, right? $50. So it's really associated with the required rate of return or the interest rate and also how long it takes, right? How long it takes. So if you use, I'm not sure you have a financial calculator or not. Do you have a financial calculator or no? No, okay. So if you don't have financial calculator, you got you can do is just use Excel. So I'm going to show you how to do Excel. And why the financial calculator you still need to use, you know, um, because in the finance there are one of the exam is a CFA exam, so they are not allow you to carry your laptop. You cannot do your laptop. You cannot carry your iPhone or something, right? So the only thing you can have is the financial calculator to do those calculation. So the financial calculator also is very helpful, especially in finance. Okay. So if your major is management or some other major is okay. But if you major as a finance, I strongly suggest get a financial calculator. Uh, it won't cost that much, about like $20. Okay, but it's better to know. Okay, it's a very convenient when you have the financial calculator, you can do that. But if you don't, okay, that's fine because we have, let's see, we have this. I give you okay, some students ask me the question is, why you need a financial calculator? What about just a regular calculator? Okay, the regular calculator you cannot use. Okay, it's different. Yeah, it's quite different. So you have the, let's say you have the future value. Future value is $100. And the interest rate, let's say 10%. And you have the total number of years, 8 years, right? So what do you need to know? You wanted to know your present value. Calculate your present value. Okay. Yeah. Okay. It's not necessary have to get your know how to use a financial calculator, but you must learn how to calculate using Excel. Okay, you must learn how to do Excel. So Excel, last time we already introduced a function is called future value. Now you have the present value function. And the present value, you can see when you type equal sign, present value, they give you hint, read, number of period, payment, future value type, right? So you're gonna, the rate is 8%. Right? Just select that and a comma, and then you put the number of time period. Okay, and then your payment. Okay, payment is like a series of payment. Okay, it's not just a one-time thing. So we have a single amount. So that means your payment is zero. You don't have any payment, right? It's a single dollar amount or lump sum question. And that's your future value, 100, right? So the type, now you can ignore this type, okay? I'm gonna talk about the type later. Okay. For the single amount, there is no type issue, right? You just take it as is, okay, default. And so that's when you click on enter, that's your present value. That's your present value. So it's very handy, you know how to use the two function, okay? One of them is equal sign equal to future value function. Now you learn how to do the present value function. So for the time value of money, basically we focus on either future value, either present value. Okay, present value calculation, future value calculation. That's what is time value of money. Okay, time value. Why we have to spend a lot of time on that? Okay, so basically is that we are not going to do only a lump sum question. Okay, so the lump sum question is just a one-time thing. Okay, you put a $5,000 and for your kids, and when your kids go to college, okay, how much money is going to have in your account? That's a lump sum question. You just do one time deposit, or you want to withdraw something one time. But most of the case, okay, in finance is not just one time. Okay, you have to do is in a multiple times. Okay, for example, you pay your mortgage, right? You pay your mortgage is multiple time, right? Pay your tuition. So every semester, right? So all those things occurs or happens, it's not just one time. So there is a concept is called annuity. So annuity is a series of equal cash flows spaced evenly over time. Okay. See the word here? Equal cash flow. Okay. What about annuity? Annuity is equal payment at equal time interval. So two things, okay, has to be equal. Some of the students asking me question, okay, if say you pay your tuition, this semester 5,000, next semester 6,000, right? Equal time interval, but amount is different. That's not annuity. Or you do, you pay tuition this year, but you didn't pay tuition next year, or you pay year after. That's not the equal time interval. That is not annuity. So annuity has to satisfy two criteria, okay? Equal payment, equal time interval. Right? So it's for mortgage, it's the same. Mortgage is very clear, you have to pay every month as a specified time, right? Equal time interval or equal amount. So every month, that's the same amount. So that is annuity. Or you wanted to do, you deposit 500 for your kids, go to college. So every month you put 500. Every month put 500, same amount. Okay. So there is also an investment strategy is called dollar value average. Dollar value average, you're starting to save money. And, I teach a student, I always teach students, okay, you need to save money early, right? I always tell them, okay, don't overspend, save your money early. Yeah. Yeah, if you save $500 every month, when you are 65, you're more likely to you have 2 million. Yeah, that's how the money accumulates, or the time value for money. Or even you don't have to, have to invest 500. You say I don't have 500. What about you just, $20, $50 every month? When you accumulate, that's a lot. And you just set up a mutual fund, open an account and put all your money to buy stock. I know a couple of my friends, he's working in Apple. So he's starting working in there. He's starting to save money every month. So he got his a paycheck, and he put $2,000 to buy Apple stock. Okay, after 10 years, you know, he got 10 times already. So it's that amount. So you just invest whatever you, the price, it doesn't care, you know, it doesn't care. You just buy $1,000 every month, you know, Apple stock. And of course, you have to pick up the right stock, okay, right stock. And I have a friend in China, you know, one of them, he worked for Trend. Trend is like it's like a US like a WhatsApp. That's the company similar. In China is like a, you know, chatting app. So that company grown significantly. You know, every month he spent his paycheck to buy Trend stock. So during the past 10 years, he's already, that stock price already increased about 100 times. But there's another friend, you know, working for the shipping company, the shipping company in China. So because I didn't tell you so what I'm doing before, my undergraduate actually is doing international business. So I have a friend working doing import export international business. He spent almost his paycheck every month invested in that shipping company. The shipping company is big, you know, but the stock price keeps dropping, so I almost lost everything, all the money in there. So you need to pick up the good stock, you know, as you know, knowing that stock is going to increase. Okay, the value is going to increase all the time. Okay, value increase all the time. And so you might curious, you know, say, hey, Dr. Lo, why, you know which company is good, which company is not good, right? How do you know that? How do you know that company gonna last for your whole life, you know, at least several decades? You know, you pick up some of the stock is very simple. You know, you do the dollar average investment. As simple as you just observe, you know, what are the people using, what are the people, you know, say everyone, they got their iPhone, all the people are using, right? So using iPhone, and so yeah, just buy stock like Apple. And what about people using laptop, right? People using Windows or whatever. Yeah, to buy stock from Microsoft. People drinking like a Coca-Cola, right? So you drink Coca-Cola like Warren Buffett, and he hold a large stake of the Coca-Cola. People see people using, and you buy stock from Walmart and McDonald's. So those companies is not going to bankrupt. People are using it, right? Every day. Yeah, that might be, the return might be some year is not good, some year is pretty good, but over the long run, you don't worry about. Yeah. So it's not like a company you have to buy GameStop, right? GameStop, you know, a lot of people, they buy GameStop. So the price 360, and then it dropped down to 200, and the following day goes up to 300. So, you know, if your heart is not good, so you got a heart disease and heart attack. So it's not that kind of stock, okay? Over the long run, you just contribute your money to buy some good company, then you hold it for a long time, okay? That's a annuity we have, okay? Ordinary annuity and annuity deal. Okay, I'm going to tell you. First, we're gonna look at ordinary annuity. So what is ordinary annuity? Ordinary annuity is that, so all those payments was made at the end of each time period. Okay, at the end of each time period. For example, the year 1, you deposit $100 at the end of the year, right? At the end of each year. So that is ordinary annuity. Ordinary annuity, the payment occurred at the end of each time period. Okay, annuity due is all the payment occurred at the beginning of each time period. For example, you have to pay your mortgage, right? I have to pay early every month, right? At the beginning of each month, right? That is all annuity due. Okay, so let's see the future value of ordinary annuity. You deposit $100 every year at the end of the year. So how much money you have at the end of year 3? If the interest rate is 8%. Okay, so basically this is the question you're gonna ask yourself. You can see, okay, so end of year 3, that $100 already generate interest for 2 years. It's not just 100 anymore, right? What about this 100? We generate interest for 1 year already. So that 100 is okay. You know, that 100 you just deposit, you put it in your account. That $100 at the end of year 3 haven't got a chance to generate interest, right? So that's you need to put them together. Let's see how it looks like. Okay, so the second year generates interest for 1 year. The first payment generates interest for 2 years. Okay, okay, you sum them up. You sum them up. Is that good? That's good. Any questions? Okay, so you can see the difference. Okay, if this is annuity due, the $100 made at the beginning of each time period, right? So you can see the first 100, if at beginning, is going to generate interest for 3 years. They're not just 2 years, right? So, and for the time value of money problem, okay, I strongly suggest you to do the time, draw a timeline. Okay, draw a timeline. So it's a timeline like this, okay? Starting at 0 and then 1, 2, 3, you know, which, how long and what the payment occurred at which time, right? So it's going to be a timeline here. So the first to draw a timeline, okay, to figure out where the payment was made. If you have the timeline, it helps you figure it out, you know, it's what kind of question? Is a present value question or future value question? You know, how the payment was made. Step 1 is doing the timeline. Draw a timeline. If you do a lot of that practice, so you can do also using formula or what you do using the Excel spreadsheet. Okay. Future value ordinary annuity, OA ordinary annuity, is that payment times 1 plus k raised to the power of n minus 1 divided by k. So that is your future value of ordinary annuity. Okay, future value of ordinary annuity. Can you use Excel to do this? Yes, of course, we can do that. Yeah. Let's see. Okay. So you do this question. Okay. Um, present value and K N, and then now you have payment. What you need to calculate is your future value. Okay. The present value now is 0. Okay. And the interest rate 8%. The number of time period is 3, and the payment is 100. Right? So you can do is the future value function. Get the future value function 8%, number of time period is 3, and the payment 100. Present value 0. You can choose 0 or you just type 0. Okay? And you close the parentheses. Okay. 324, right? Exactly the one you got using the formula. In order to tell you the difference, so we can see this is the ordinary annuity, future value ordinary annuity, right? Future value of ordinary annuity. And there is another one, okay? What about the payment was made at the beginning of each time period? Okay, this one is called future value of annuity due. The annuity due, we're using future value annuity due, AD, right? The only thing, the difference is that $100 was made at the beginning of each time period, right? So you can do is you check, because this is still future value question, you're just using future value function, the rate, 8%, number of time period is 3, payment 100, present value 0. You can see here. So now we're gonna have to use the type now. Okay. That's a future value ordinary annuity due. You can see if you put comma, they ask you the end of the period or the beginning. Okay. So you choose one that is beginning of the period. That will give you annuity due. Annuity due is that it's just you choose the type of 1 instead of 0. Okay. Why you didn't choose 0 most of the time? Because it's default that is 0. Okay. So default is they consider you think that payment was made at the end of each time period. Okay. So Excel, they just take that as default. Yeah, so that's 0. If you wanted to calculate the future value of annuity due, you have to choose 1, right? You have to specify. Otherwise, the Excel, they're just saying, oh, this is an ordinary annuity. Ordinary annuity. Okay, now we could calculate the difference. Okay, so you can see the annuity due is bigger than ordinary annuity, right? Annuity due is bigger than ordinary annuity. So if like say I have a like a true or false, the future value of annuity due is always bigger than future value of ordinary annuity. Is that right? Okay, I give say maybe if interest rate is positive. Okay, and now not going to be, we are not going to say interest rate is negative. Okay, if interest rate is positive, is that right? Yeah. So annuity deal is, okay, greater than ordinary annuity. Okay, if interest rate is positive. And why, hi, Dr. Lu, why you talk about interest rate as positive? Could that interest rate be negative? Yes? Yeah, could. Okay. Could be. Okay, so what interest rate is negative? The meaning is that if you put your money in the bank, you have to pay back. Have you ever considered that? Say U.S. government, they have a huge debt. They issue the treasury bond. If you buy U.S. treasury bond, you have to pay U.S. government. That's a negative interest. Okay, negative interest. So that's you consider it to be weird. So, I buy you, your dad, and I still have to pay for you. Okay, could that happen? Yes, that could be. Okay, so you can do some research on that if you are interested and really like finance or economics. There's a lot of countries they do in negative interest. Okay, negative interest. So a lot of countries. So in not all the countries, right now they are printing money. You see the US printing, right? Is printing US dollar. They keep printing day and night, 24 hours printing. And Japan printing, and China printing, the European Central Bank printing. So all of them are printing money. So that's why Bitcoin price go up, gold price go up. Okay, there another thing is a negative interest. Okay, another interesting thing is that you buy the debt from me and you have to pay me. That's what's the logic here. Do some research. Very interesting topic. Okay, so I really want you to, to set up the connection between the future value ordinary annuity, future value of annuity due. What exactly the relationship between these two? Okay, annuity due is bigger, right? You already know, right? You say, okay, I say, oh, that's true or false, that's true. How big it is, okay, how big? Okay, let's do this, okay? You see, this is the ordinary annuity, right? You times 1 plus the interest rate. Okay, we use ordinary annuity times 1 plus interest rate. Okay, see how big it is. Yeah.
So is the annuity due, is it more because it collects interest since like the payment was earlier in the year?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. So every payment, you can see they move forward to one-time period, right? So that's why annuity due is bigger than 1 plus interest rate, right? So if you do the ordinary annuity, you times 1 plus that interest rate, it will be equal to the annuity due. Okay. The next time I ask you the question, you say, I tell you ordinary annuity, but you cannot just tell me you don't know what the number for annuity due. Yeah. So as long as you know the ordinary annuity, you should know annuity due because you just times 1 plus interest, right? That will be your annuity due. Okay, it's bigger, and we can precisely to calculate how big is 1 plus the interest rate times of that ordinary annuity. Okay, that's a future value. Now we can see, what about the present value of ordinary annuity? Present value. Okay, so let's see, do the same thing. At the end of the year, you have $100 deposit, interest rate 8%, and how much is worth, today? Present value of ordinary annuity. So that is the present value of ordinary annuity is that you can see you just discount. We talk about the future value is compounding, right? Compounding. And for the present value, the process is called discounting. Discounting. For the first $100, you can see is 100 divided by 1 plus 8%. You discount for one-time period. The second one, 100 divided by 1 plus 1.08 squared. That's 85. The third one is just 100 divided by 1.08 cubed. That's the third discount. So you go the discounting of all those future payment and you sum them up. That's your present value. That's your present value. Okay. So we talk about the lump sum question, and now we go to the annuity question. But this one is the most important for present value of ordinary annuity. Okay, you really need to understand this one. Why? Because this is going to, later we're going to talk about the capital budgeting, the value of stock, the value of bond. All of them, we are going to use the present value of ordinary annuity, similar to this one, okay? So that's really, really important. So we talk about the 4 of them, but this one is the most important. Okay? And really need to understand the present value of the future cash flow. You look at this $100, that's the money you deposit, okay? For stock is not that $100 you have to deposit. They give you dividend. Okay. They tell you how much dividend you received at the end of the year, and then what will be the stock price. Right? What will be the stock price? So it is similar like you buy Apple. Why you have to buy Apple? It's not only the stock price, Apple stock price is going to go up, they pay dividend every year. So you hold $100 of Apple and then they give you dividend. So you accumulate all those dividends, for many years, that's a lot of money too, right? So the stock give you dividend. Now what about you buy bond? Bond? Yeah, they pay interest. They give you coupon, right? So you have interest. So that's similar to this one too. What about you have the project? Okay, do capital budgeting. The project will generate revenue. So you are not going to invest a project, just a waste of your money. Every year, generate profit. Okay, so now we have the present value of ordinary annuity. You can use the formula. present value of the ordinary annuity. You use that formula, you sum them up. Okay, so all those payment was made at the end of each time period. At the end of each time period. And let's see here. So we have we do okay, we do this similar thing, okay? So you can see we calculate present value. Okay, now the future value is 0. Right? Future value is 0. Okay, so what will be your present value ordinary annuity? Equal to present value function and interest rate 8%, 3-year time period, payment 100, future value 0. Right, that's it. So you do this, calculate the present value of ordinary annuity. 257, right? That's exactly the one you have here. 257.71. You can use the formula or you just use it in Excel. I already show you how to get this one with Excel, right? The Excel is 257. Now we use a present value function. Okay, you might ask me the question is, what about the present value of annuity due? Okay, annuity due is just or the payment was made at the beginning of each time period. Okay, so let's say present value of annuity due, rate 8%, number of time periods 3, payment 100, future value 0. Okay, when you calculate present value or future value of annuity due, don't forget you need to add comma 1. Okay, you choose a comma and then you choose 1 because that is the beginning of each time period. Okay, I have several questions in your assignment. If that assignment didn't mention that the payment was made at the beginning, okay, so you just think that payment was at the end. At the end is the default, right? Unless it mentions that the payment was made at the beginning, you consider that as an annuity due. Otherwise, it's ordinary annuity. Okay, so when you do annuity due in Excel, you need to add a comma 1, and then you click on enter. So you see present value is still bigger, right? Present value annuity due is also bigger than that. How big it is? Do you still remember how big it is? Yes, okay. So let's say, okay, this number times 1 plus the interest rate, right? Exactly the same, right? 1 plus interest rate, exactly the same. Or you just, use this one divided by, if you use the annuity due divided by ordinary annuity, is a 1.08, right? Is a 1 plus the interest rate. it doesn't matter is a future value annuity due or present value annuity due is always bigger. Okay, is bigger is 1.0, 1 plus that interest rate. Okay, that's all for today. Okay.